Welcome back to the Reggies. So today, the majority of us, for once, are running a night dive at Eden Rock, which is a place that we went freediving in an earlier video when we did the conch catch and cook. So today it's going to be Jake, me, Josh, Dylan, and Kai, and we're hoping to see some pretty cool stuff. We had this guy asking about our gear, so we're going to do a little gear overview. So one big important part of the kit is your fins. So there's 3 types of freediving fins you can have. You can have plastic, which are what these are. You can have a more like composite or like fiberglass, which is what these are, or you can have carbon. So everything has its own strengths. Plastic, you're saving on money for what you're getting, and then all the way up to carbon is like more expensive, but the biggest thing about fins is the flex in them. So when you're loading up the fin and you're doing the kick, you're loading the fin to do this, and then the part where the fin is doing the work is when it releases and it flicks. So with plastics, the flick isn't really as strong as if you were to have something like a carbon or a fiberglass fin. So fiberglass is super rigid and it bounces back, and then of course carbon would be a lot better than this. And then the second most important thing is your mask. So biggest thing about a mask is that it fits your face. It doesn't have to have any like polarized lens or anything like this one does, but the person was asking if the nose guard, obviously your nose is covered when you're underwater, if that makes it feel any different. I would personally say no, and the closest thing I can think of is when you're sick, right, and your nose is congested. If you ever need to breathe out of your mouth, it's the same way. The whole time you're just breathing out of your mouth, and it's kind of second nature, so that's not something to worry about. The next piece of kit, which you don't really need, is weights. So I'm one of the only people in our group that runs a weight belt, but it essentially just helps you get down to those deeper depths that you want to get to. But one thing with the belt that you always have to remember is to go down, you must come back up. So although it's easier to go down with a weight belt on, you still have to remember you have to get back up. So make sure the weight is equal to your body weight and you're neutrally buoyant. And of course, do it at your own will. We aren't telling you to do this. Make sure you're doing it safely. But we're gonna go ahead and get in the water now, and hopefully we see some nocturnal creatures like octopus or lobsters, and maybe if we're lucky we'll see like a nurse shark or something pretty cool. So we'll check you in the water, boys. Alright boys, so we just made it out. We're roughly around the 40-foot mark, so right where the reef kind of ends and the caves all meet into the sand bed. So I think Kai and I are going to head down to like the 40-foot mark, and you'll see a video from that, but we're still looking about for some octopus and turtles and stuff like that, but
try to find some more friends.
Yeah, it's a really good night. The moon is almost full, which means a lot of brightness underwater.
Yeah.
So
Alright guys, we just saw a wicked octopus. There was another lobster back there. I don't know if you saw it. Maybe Kai's film caught it or not.
I don't know, to be honest. But that little dude had a little shrimp in his mouth.
It was wicked.
Oh,
sorry. It was wild. But yeah, let's get back to the diving segment. We'll see you guys in a bit.
What are you looking for, Dylan?
Fishies.
Yeah, fishies.
There's a bunch of baby lobsters.
Yeah, kind of cool.
I wonder if it's like their season where like all the eggs should hatch. How the
Ooh.
season ended. So like.
Yes.
All right, guys, we had a wicked time. We had almost all of the Reggies out. First time in a while having all of us back together, back for summer. We're gonna be pumping out new content all the time. But out there we saw multiple octopi, a turtle, what else we see? Some lobsters, some shrimp, a few sleeping parrotfish. It was a great time, and yeah, you guys are gonna really like this video.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.